This is Shaun with River City Truck Parts, and today I'm going to give you some common things to look for when you have VGT Turbo error codes. They're not like the old turbos anymore, where when they quit making boost, you pretty much just replace the turbo. Nowadays, everything from your air filter restriction all the way to your DPF filter restriction can cause a turbo error. Some of the most common errors that you have on a VGT Turbo is the actuator fault codes, which on the back here, the actuator is not able to open and close your VGT vanes. That'll cause error codes. And a lot of that could be either a bad actuator to carbon buildup on your VGT vanes and carbon buildup in your turbine housing. Some shops can repair that or clean it and put it back together, and it won't cost you as much to get your turbo replaced. Sometimes when the carbon starts eating it away, you'll have to replace the whole turbo and get a rebuilt one or a new one. That's another one off back as a core. Some other errors that a lot of people get is the speed sensor error. They get little flakes of metal on them, so it don't pick up your shaft speed. If your engine starts creating too much blow-by, it'll actually starve your turbo from the return line, and it won't let the oil pass through the bearing housing real well. And another number one common killer to the turbo is installation. Some shops don't pre-lube the turbocharger through the oil feed hole before they ever start up the engine, because a turbocharger will run 20,000 plus RPMs on idle alone nowadays. And if there's no pre-lube or no oil in that system, it already caused bearing problem right on the first 2 minutes of the turbo run, and you start getting bearing to shaft contact right on initial startup. As you can see here, where it sort of burnt, where it got real hot, then it shoved oil into there, and you see where the oil smoked, and that's already caused wear on your turbine wheel, and wear on your compressor wheel, where it ate the bearings and it dropped into the system. Another common problem is overspeed. As you can see, the shaft is bent right here, and it sheared off all the threads for your compressor wheel. So the turbo shaft got in the excess of 200,000 RPMs, and that's where your VGT gets stuck while you're under power of the engine, or is out of balance from where the initial startup chewed off some of the fins here, and it got real out of balance, and it shattered the shaft also. So whenever you're replacing a turbo, make sure you have a shop run all the troubleshoot codes, figure out what their other problems is with your engine, make sure there's none leading to causing the turbo to cause itself to have failures. If you need help, you can also call the sales team at River City Truck Parts. We can help troubleshoot the error or figure out what problem that you need to replace your turbo and get you into the correct turbo for your engine. Thank you. This is Shaun at River City Truck Parts.